Okay guys, in this video I will share all my betting model projections for top 5 soccer or football leagues in Europe. I will also share my betting model projections from Israeli Basketball League, and I will also share 6 best plays, one from each league. So we will check the numbers, and then we'll try to find what is the best play from each league this weekend. Last week I had longer video also before the weekend. I think we have a couple of good plays. So what I do, I'm MB, founder of UnderdogChance.com, and I help sports bettors start using sports betting models and numbers so you can make your own analysis, so you don't need to rely on other people's picks. I help and teach bettors how they can start using Google Sheets models, how they can calculate their own odds, because once you have this, then you can compare with bookmakers odds, and you can find value bets where other people don't find it. Okay, so let's start with English Premier League. I will show you what I do. So I simply select the teams. So in this case is Leicester, right? I simply select the teams, and my betting model projects my odds, my projected goals, and then I add bookmakers odds, and the betting model calculates the difference between my numbers and bookmakers numbers. I have my own adjusted Kelly criterion formula, which highlights what is potentially good bet. You can use these numbers as part of your analysis. So if you bet on Premier League, you can use this as part of your analysis, and I hope this will be helpful. I will focus only on 1x2 odds. I will not focus on totals. But if you want to use this betting model, you can visit underdogchance.com, or you can also check in the description, and you get and download this betting model, and you can start making your own analysis as part of your decisions before, as part of your predictions before you make your bets. Okay, so Leicester City against Arsenal. Based on my projections, Arsenal should have 69.10% chance in this game. My fair odds 1.45, bookmakers 1.34, and I don't see enough value, basically no value, at least based on my criteria. Usually big teams, popular teams are usually overrated, and some many times you don't have enough value. We can also check the table. This is English Premier League. Liverpool is the first. Arsenal is the second. They're both good, but 7 points difference. And Leicester is basically fighting for regulation, for to stay in the league. They are 2 points behind Wolves, and they are playing against one of the top teams. But still, based on my projections, as you see here, there is no value in Arsenal. I would even say that there is small value with Leicester if you can find some good Asian handicap, or something like plus 1.5, plus 2.5, something like that, because small positive numbers are on Leicester and draw. Okay, then we have the second game, Southampton against Bournemouth. Based on my projection, Bournemouth should be 1.32, bookmakers 1.56, and I see here nice value. We can check the table. Bournemouth is 7th in the league, so they have 3 wins in last 5 games, and they are going against Southampton, right? And Southampton is the worst team in the league. They have 4 losses in 5 games, and based on my projections, there is a value with Bournemouth, despite their away team. Okay, so whatever you decide to take this weekend, and if you agree or disagree with my projections, you can comment below. What are your best plays in Premier League? Aston Villa, Ipswich Town. Based on my projections, Aston Villa should be 1.45, bookmakers 1.42. As you see, all negative numbers, which means that my numbers and bookmakers numbers are basically the same. Fulham, Nottingham Forest. Based on my projections, Nottingham should have 40.27% of chance to win this game. My fair odds 2.48, bookmakers 2.22. So we have negative number here. I don't see any value with Fulham. If I need to blindly pick any bet here, because we have small positive value here, I would probably go with Asian handicap, Nottingham Forest, or X2, which is basically the same. So different bookmakers, different markets, different location, if I can say so, use basically the different odds type, but the meaning is the same. So X2 is the same as plus 0.5 on Nottingham Forest. So they should not lose this game, okay? But there is not highlighted value in this game, okay? Then we have Manchester City, Newcastle United. Manchester City, based on my projections, they should be 2.45. They are 1.99, okay? There is no value in Manchester City. I even think that there is small value with Newcastle. They are slightly underrated. We can check the table. Manchester City, they don't have the best year, I think. And basically, we have fifth and sixth team. Manchester City, they lost 1 in 5 games. They won 3, and Newcastle also won 3 in last 5. This is just info. It is not that important. But once we take statistics, I think Manchester City is slightly overrated. The game could be much closer. Again, if I need to pick anything, I would probably go with Newcastle plus 0.5 or X2, but still not good value. So I would look for adjusted Kelly above 1 or above 2. This is something where best plays. Last weekend I had, I think, Celta Vigo against Betis. It was the best play, and it was a winning bet against Betis. I think the odds were 2.5 or 2.45, something like that. And I would pay attention to those games. And of course, never blindly follow anyone. Always make your analysis, and if you can include numbers in your analysis, in the long run you will make smarter bets, okay? And it is worth investing in this knowledge and skills. West Ham Brentford, based on my projections, West Ham should be 2.81, Brentford 2.40. So basically the away team based on my numbers should be small favorite. Bookmakers have West Ham, so small value with Brentford. I can check Brentford and West Ham. West Ham, one of the worst teams. Brentford is 11th. They have 2 wins in last 5, and West Ham only 1 win. So this could be much closer game. And of course, the odds. This is tricky game, I think, but based on my numbers, there is no value with West Ham. Maybe small value with X2 or Brentford. Crystal Palace against Everton, the same story. No value, not enough value. So you see, no numbers is above 2. So maybe small value, but not enough, right? So I don't see also any value with Everton. Liverpool Wolves, based on my projections, Liverpool should be 1.22. They are 1.18. This is not something I would touch. And then we have the last game, Tottenham against Manchester United. Based on my projection, Tottenham should be 2.17. They are 2.53. Based on my projections, the right bet would be Tottenham. I'm not saying this is the best play this weekend in Premier League, but at plus money, I think there is some value with Tottenham. We can check the standings. Tottenham, they have 4 losses in last 5 games. Manchester, 2 losses in 5 games. They are 13 and 14. Both teams are underperforming this season, very close. So at home, Tottenham maybe would be a logical play at plus money in this case. But what is the best play based on my analysis, based on these numbers? I think the best play is Bournemouth at 1.56. Not that popular team that gets 1.56 odds on the road, and my betting model shows that this odds should be even smaller. So Bournemouth, they have 40 points, 7th in the league. They're fighting for European Cups. And on the other side, Southampton, they're really, really bad so far. So I think this is the best play, despite the lower odds. Because sometimes people ask me, what is the value? Value has nothing to do with favorites or underdogs. It simply means it simply show you the discrepancy between your projected odds and bookmakers odds, right? So it is not about picking winners. It is always about the discrepancy between your numbers, okay? Let's go to the next league, French league. I will just close this Premier League. So we have a couple of games here as well. So the first game, Marseille Saint-Etienne, based on my projections, there is no value in this game. But I think from fan perspective, this could be a very interesting game. Both teams have very good fans. We can check the standings this season. Marseille is second, Paris Saint-Germain is first. They have 10 points difference. Saint Etienne, they're one of the worst teams this season. I hope they can stay in the league because I always root for the teams, not root, but I like the teams with good fan bases. Also, Nantes has good fan base. I hope they can stay in the league. But let's leave fan talks on the side and stick with the numbers. I don't see any value in this game. Of course, Marseille should be better team. They have lower odds or odds with higher probability, and this is something also my betting model show. Okay, then we have Monaco against Nantes. So based on my projection, 71.76% of chance to Monaco. My fair odds are 1.39, bookmakers 1.56. So I think Monaco is a play and value play here. We can check the table. Monaco, they are fourth best in the league, and Nantes is fighting for to stay in the league. So both teams will be, of course, motivated. But still, based on my projections, there is, I think, the value with Monaco at 1.56. Okay, Toulouse against Paris. Based on my projections, Paris should be 1.90. They are 1.49. There is not enough value to pick any team, but maybe Toulouse plus 0.5 would be something if I need to pick something, but still, as based on these numbers, not enough value. Okay, Montpellier, Lyon. Based on my projections, Lyon should be 1.72. They're 1.66. I think the projected odds and I think that bookmakers' odds are completely fair compared to my analysis, so I don't see any value. Le Havre against Nice. Based on my projections, Nice should be 1.66 and they are 1.66. As you see, no value. I wouldn't touch this game. Then we have Reims against Angers. I don't know how to pronounce this, but based on my projections, there is maybe small value with Angers against Reims. We can check. So Angers against Reims. So 13 and 14 team. And Angers a little bit better in last 5 games. They at least have 2 wins. And based on my betting model, there is maybe small value. If you can maybe take plus 0.5, maybe draw something like that, but definitely no value in Reims, at least based on my numbers. Okay, Lyon against Strasbourg. Based on my projections, Lyon should be 1.63. They're 1.83, so I think small value with Lyon. And then the last game, Rennes against Lille. I don't see any value. Okay, so based on my numbers, Monaco and Lens, those are 2 probably best plays. So here's adjusted Kelly, and this is the difference between my projected probabilities and implied probabilities from bookmakers, and this is the higher value here. So I would say Monaco is probably the best play in Ligue 1 this weekend. Okay. Let's go to Italian Serie A in Italy. We can check the table first. Napoli, Inter, Atlanta, Lazio, those are the best teams. Juventus is there. And relegation, Monza, Venezia, Parma. I like basically Parma. I remember Hernan Crespo when he was playing, Asprilla, Buffon was playing when I was watching games when I was younger. But it looks like they are fighting to stay in the league. Empoli, Como. Okay, so let's check the projections. Atlanta, Cagliari, based on my projections. So here we already see what is the best play, but we will check the standings. But let's check all the games. Atlanta, Cagliari, based on my projections, Atlanta should be 1.45, bookmakers 1.44. I don't see any value. I think the odds are completely fair. Lazio, Napoli, this is the big derby this weekend, and I think it is very good game. Based on my projections, Napoli should have a little bit better chance. They are 2.85. I have 2.61, but still not good. maybe if I need to blindly pick anything, I would go withdraw for Napoli X2. But this is just fan talk, right? We have numbers here, and you should always stick with the numbers, because with the guesswork you will not come anywhere. I don't know what is your motivation to watch this video or bet on sports, but also betting for fun can be fun if you can afford to lose. Lazio Napoli. So no, I made a Milan Hellas Verona. Based on my projections, Milan should be 1.47. They are 1.33, so no value with Milan. Maybe Hellas, but still those figures are not there. Fiorentina Como, again, no value. I have Fiorentina at 2.32, bookmakers 2.01. Very similar odds, but I think the odds are not worth taking. Then we have Udinese Empoli. Based on my projections, Empoli should be 3.37. My betting model still gives better chance to Udinese, but they are maybe slightly overrated. Okay, bookmakers have 4.95 on Empoli. My betting model 3.37, and this is the only game where we have maybe small discrepancy, maybe small value. I would say this is probably the best play in Serie A this weekend, because I don't see any other value. But we can check the table. Udinese Empoli. So Empoli is fighting here to stay in the league. They will definitely be motivated, but also Udinese, they are in the middle of the league. They can still reach European cups. And Empoli lost 4 out of 5 games. Udinese 2 losses, two draws, and one win. So I would probably go with Empoli X2 or plus 0.5. If you can get good odds, this would be probably the best play. Of course, the odds or the price is the most important thing. This is something you should take into account. Taking the odds, taking probabilities, then calculate your own way how you can do this, how you do it anyway. But I think Empoli X2 plus 0.5, or maybe just straight win as a surprise. This is probably the best play in the Serie A. Monza Lecce, based on my projections, maybe small value with Monza. But again, those are the figures that are too close, and I wouldn't touch anything here. Parma Roma, based on my projections, Roma should be a favorite. They are favorite, but the prices are very close. Juventus Inter, this is another great derby. Juventus at home, I have them at 3.45, bookmakers 3.54. So basically the numbers are same. I wouldn't touch this game. And then Genova Venezia, based on my projections, also no value. Okay, so not much value in Italian Serie A. My numbers and bookmakers numbers are basically the same. But if I need to highlight one game, I think Udinese Empoli. This is the only game where my betting model found small value, and I would probably go with X2 if I need to, if someone pulls the gun on my head, and if I need to pick the best value play or pick this weekend in Serie A, I would probably go with Empoli not to lose this game. Okay, let's go to the next league, German Bundesliga. This is at least for me one of the most interesting leagues in Europe, because they don't have scandals. They have good fans, good finances, everything. But the only problem is that Bayern is always first. This is the problem, because they have one team that is dominating for less, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Leverkusen, Frankfurt, Leipzig, Stuttgart, and then we have a couple of other teams at the bottom. But let's check the projections, and let's find out which bet or play is the best this weekend in Bundesliga. Stuttgart against Wolfsburg, based on my projections, maybe small value with Stuttgart. But when I say maybe small value, that doesn't mean anything, because no model is perfect, and that's why we have criteria. Okay, I just say where model is highlighting little edge, okay, or little value. So Stuttgart, if I need to pick, would be a play, only because I have them at 1.68, bookmakers 1.76. But again, as I said, no betting model is perfect. That's why I recommend you always track your bets, and then look for discrepancies. St. Pauli Freiburg, based on my projections, there is absolutely no value. All the numbers are negative here, so I would stay from this game. Union Berlin against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Based on my projections, there is maybe small value with Union. Why? Because bookmakers have them at 2.30 or plus 130. If you use American odds, bookmakers have them at 1.98, so maybe small value with Union. Bochum Dortmund. Dortmund is not playing that great. One of the best teams. Basically, Dortmund should be second best team overall against Bayern, but this season they are 11th in the league, and they are playing on the road against Union Berlin. And my projection, no, against Bochum, sorry, against Bochum, and Bochum, where is Bochum? Bochum is the last team in the league, and they're playing at home against Bochum. Bochum is slightly underrated, or if you like, Dortmund is slightly overrated. That doesn't mean that this is the good play or the best play, but they are slightly overrated. Okay, and then we have Leverkusen Bayern Munich. This is the best play. This is the best game this weekend in Bundesliga, and based on my projections, Bayern Munich is the best play. The best play this weekend in Bundesliga. I have them at 1.78. Bookmakers have them at plus money, and this is nice play. So if I need to pick any bet, so as you see, we have 3 games left, and no other game has more value than this one. So Bayern Munich is probably the best play in German Bundesliga this weekend. Why? My betting model gives them 56.33% of chance to win this game. Bookmakers have plus money, and because of that discrepancy, I think there is a value. Of course, you should always make your own analysis. Don't blindly follow anyone. I'm not selling picks. I'm not sharing picks. I'm just sharing my projections, and I hope to motivate and inspire other sports bettors to use spreadsheets to start making their own analysis. This is my goal, and I hope that these numbers will help you somehow. Okay, Werder Bremen against Hoffenheim. Based on my projections, there is absolutely no value. My numbers and bookmakers numbers are same. The same story with Frankfurt against Kiel. Based on my projections, 1.38 on Frankfurt, bookmakers 1.34. And then we have the last game, Heidenheim against Mainz. Based on my projections, Heidenheim should be 2.82, bookmakers 3.69. So I think small value with Heidenheim. Let's check the table. Heidenheim, they are fighting here to stay in the league, and Mainz is fighting for European Cups, but on the road. I think the game, at least based on my numbers, this game could be much closer. So, but what is the best play in Bundesliga? I think the best play is Bayern Munich against Leverkusen, at least based on my numbers. Okay, and you get plus money. Okay, let's move to Spanish La Liga. This is the last league before I share my basketball betting model projections from Israel League. So let's check Spanish Liga. First game, Leganes against Alaves. Based on my projections, maybe small value with Alaves against Leganes. Let's check the table. Alaves is one of the worst teams, and Leganes, they are slightly better, but all the teams are here fighting for relegation. And maybe the game could be much closer than the bookmakers' odds reflect. Alaves is, based on bookmakers' odds and based on my numbers, slightly better team, and small value with Alaves against Leganes. Okay, Osasuna Real Madrid. I don't see any value. All the numbers here are negative, which means that my projected odds and bookmakers' odds are basically the same, right? Atletico Madrid against Celta Vigo. Based on my projections, maybe small value with Celta Vigo, but that doesn't mean that this is a good play. It only means that Atletico Madrid is slightly overrated. in this game, and I wouldn't touch it. Okay, Villarreal against Valencia. Based on my projections, Villarreal should be 1.40. They are 1.53. Of course, depends on the bookmakers odds. You can probably get better odds, but if you can get some good odds, I think there is some value with Villarreal. Okay, Espanyol Athletic Bilbao. Based on my projections, maybe small value with Athletic Bilbao. Why? Because I have them at 1.65, bookmakers 1.75. Valladolid against Sevilla. I don't see any value in this game. My projected numbers show 2.22 on Sevilla and 2 on bookmakers market, so no value. Mallorca, Las Palmas, based on my projections, maybe small value with Mallorca at home. Betis against Real Sociedad, 2.46 on Betis and bookmakers 2.62. Maybe small value with Betis. I hope they win. This is my favorite team in Spain. Not talking from betting perspective, but just then the last game, Barcelona against Rayo Vallecano. I think Barcelona at 1.40 at 1.22 is slightly overrated, but still betting more gives them close to 72% of times to win this game. And if I talk in betting terms, maybe a small value with Rayo Vallecano with some huge handicap. Okay, so what is the best play in Spanish La Liga? Based on my numbers, it's probably Alaves against Leganes, or maybe Villarreal at home. Adjusted Kelly is slightly better, which takes into account also the probability of positive outcome, but in terms of percentage difference is Alaves. Okay, so I would say Villarreal for smaller odds, and if you like to go with bigger odds, maybe Alaves in this game, 2.68. If you can combine with some Asian handicap, I think, or maybe +1, not +1. This could be maybe a good bet. Okay, but of course, as I said, never blindly follow anyone. Always make your own research, and you can use these numbers as part of your analysis. Okay, now let's go to basketball betting model projections. Okay, and let's check now Israel Basketball League. Last weekend I had one play of the week from ABA League, Budućnost against Red Star. It was a winning bet, and let's check the projections from Israel League. Hapoel Afula against Hapoel Tel Aviv. So when you make projections and analysis for Israel League, and if you're not from that country, they're either Hapoel or Maccabi. So you always need to be very careful which teams you type in, because you can mess up. And again, I'm not going into discussion about what is happening there, or so I don't know if this is safe to play there. I don't know if they have some special conditions or something like that. So I just stick to the numbers, put in the numbers into the betting model. And of course, if you follow Israeli Basketball League, then this can be your help. But you can always, of course, use common sense. But let's start with the first game, Hapoel Afula against Hapoel Tel Aviv. Based on my projections, Hapoel Afula should be +9. They're +9, so I don't see any value. Hapoel Beersheva against Maccabi Ironi Ramat Gan. Based on my projections, -4 on Maccabi. They are -3.5. I also don't see the value. Then we have Iron Kiryat Ata, Hapoel Haifa. Okay, Iron Kiryat Hapa, Hapoel Haifa. So we need to find these games. I want to check this a little bit. Iron Kiryat Ata, they're playing at home against Hapoel Haifa. Okay, and based on my projections, Ironic Kiryat Ata -4.5 is a good play. Okay, I have them to win for more than 10 points. So Maccabi Tel Aviv, Elzitzur Ironi Netanya -18, -18.5, no value. Bnei Herzliya against Hapoel Galil Elyon. I have wrong. I have -4 on away team. They're +5. So I think there is value with Hapoel Galil Elyon at +5. And then we have Hapoel Jerusalem against Hapoel Gilboa Galil, -13, -10. So there is no value. So here we have 9-point difference, and we have here around, this is like 5.5. This is 4, 8, 7.5 difference. So I think the best play is Hapoel Galil Elyon. So I will need to check if I didn't miss something. Bnei Herzilia Hapoel Galil minus 13 minus. So based on my projections, there is a value with Hapoel Galil Elyon plus 5 or Ironic Kiryat Ata. Okay, and I would go probably with away team plus 5 in this case because there is a little bit a bigger discrepancy. So those are all my projections from this weekend for basketball and top soccer leagues. And now I will answer one question. So someone's asked me, you say I should bet 1% of my bankroll on singles. I need 100 years to make money. That's why I try to hit parlay. So I will try to give you my opinion about bankroll. Okay. So yes, if you bet on sports betting is risky. It is a volatile market. And to protect your bankroll, you need to bet a smaller amount compared to your bankroll. Okay. So what is money management? So first, this is broader financial discipline. Okay, before you start even betting, you should set up money management. It involves diversifying risk, looking at money, looking at finances, and this is something most people don't do before they start betting. Okay, then we have bankroll management. This is about bet sizing and protecting your betting funds, and it is always recommended to bet 1% of your bankroll. Of course, if you have 100 American dollars or if you have 1,000 American dollars, and then you calculate what is 1%, and then you say, okay, this is $1 per bet or $10 per bet. Of course, you will not be disciplined. Of course, you will not analyze games for 1 or 2 hours per day because you will not be motivated, and then you will either follow picks, you will not take it seriously, and you will also try to hit big parlays, and this is not going anywhere. Okay, so why people don't either invest more money in sports betting? Because they don't believe it is possible to win. Why they don't believe it is possible to win? Because in most cases that I found is that they don't love betting. Okay, most people don't love betting. Okay, they either look for picks, they either look for systems, or they say, give me the betting model, so I will just type the teams and I will just blindly follow picks to make money, because the goal is the money. Okay, in sports betting, only people who really love sports betting, analyzing games, spreadsheets, Excel, formulas, math, only those people will win in the long run. Okay, and because people don't believe it is possible, they are not motivated, they will also not invest their time, money, energy for analyzing games. Okay, this is like if someone tell me that I should play a guitar or I should dance, I would not invest a single dollar into this because I'm not motivated. This is not my passion. I don't love dancing. I don't love singing, and I would not pay instructor. I would not buy a book about dancing. But this is something everyone should take full responsibility. And I'm not here to tell you what is your passion, and I'm not here to find what is the passion of each person on the planet. I assume that if this is sports betting channel, that you are passionate about betting and you basically basically work on betting analysis each day for 1 or 2 hours, and then of course this is your passion. Okay, and this is why most people don't do this. They don't see long-term value or long-term vision with sports betting, because in the core they don't love betting. Okay, they love sports and they love money, and that's why they are not disciplined. They don't invest enough effort into this, and then of course they try to hit big parlays, or they bet too much, because from the start, of course, if you don't believe in something, of course you will not invest, I don't know, 10,000 American dollars, because you don't like it, you are not passionate, and you don't love it, right? Of course you will not invest it, right? But if you bet, and if you love betting, there are basically a couple of levels of bankroll stages, if I can call it. First is the base. Okay, first you need some money for next couple of months. If you don't have it, you should not even start betting. Okay, because many people bet with their less money, and this is always a disaster. Then we also know low risk investment. Then we have something like stocks, some middle risk investment. Then we have high yield investments, let's say Bitcoin, and then sports betting. Okay, before anyone start betting on sports, this is my recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to trade sports betting as an investment, you should start with the first base, the second, the third, fourth, and then with betting the latest. Okay, because here you will build fundamentals, you will build investment habits, and then sports betting is just high risk investment that you love, if you love, and then you can use this betting bankroll and betting profits to fill these investments and grow. Okay, and then this makes sense. So usually bettors are in four categories. Most people are probably with the bankroll 0 to 1,000 American dollars. They usually chase lottery tickets. They usually watch YouTube videos. They pay for sports picks, and then they bet their less money on picks. Usually they don't have motivation for betting, and usually they just need money, and they see sports betting as escape plan or solution for their financial problem. And the key issue here is no real skill or passion. Okay, in this stage I would not even bet. I was also in this position. I don't want to steal the lesson from you, but if I would go back, I would invest all my money, all $1,000 American into book seminar courses. You can buy 30 good books about personal development, finances, sports betting, math, statistics. And then you will see, if you love it, you will read them all and you will become better. And then $1,000 American will not be a problem. Okay. The second problem is many young people are also here. They are impatient. They think they don't have the time. That's why they don't pay long term and with patience. Okay. Then the second tier are bettors from $1,000 to $10,000. This is a good starting point for most sports bettors, because once you have anything here, you can make 30, 40, 50 units, and then you can start building bankroll and also adding into other investment streams. Then we have anything from 10,000 to 100,000. I'm taking into account also bookmakers limits. This is where you want to be most of the time, because you can stay under the radar, but you need your own sports betting models, because arbitrage and all other hacks, you will be banned very soon. But this is a good position to be here, because you can make anywhere from, let's say, 4K to 100K per year, and with this you can change your life if you know how to do it. And then we have bankrolls above 100,000 or 200,000 people who made this. Then this is completely another game. Some people try to raise their bankrolls. Some people bet a little bit more, and some use a different approach. Maybe even bet less, but you start moving to lower risk investments. Okay. But those are the stages. In the first stage, it is very important that you change the mindset and you learn betting if you want to become a sports bettor. Okay, because if you invest $1,000 into the books, then you will not have a problem to make $1,000 in your life anyway, right? This is a good starting point, because even if you invest $1,000 into the books and $1,000 in your bankroll, and then you take 1 year and you try to make 30 to 40 units in the first year. And in the first year, you will learn what it takes to be a bettor, what it takes to use sports betting models, what it takes to actually analyze games. You will learn about the bookmakers, you will learn about the process, and you will see if this is even for you, right? And even if you lose, and you will not lose everything if you will stick to 1%, then you will see if this is for you, if you have the edge, and if this is a skill that can serve you in next years, or you can simply stop betting forever, right? And here is where you actually make money. Okay, those are at least the stages that I found. Okay, many people think that you need to be perfect to make, I don't know, 40 units. You can lose a lot of bets, but you can still make, let's say, 40 units. And if you know how to reinvest 40 units, which is completely possible to make, if you play 1% per game, with $100 per game, imagine you invest 4K in 10 years in stocks. You will have close to 80,000 American dollars. If you invest in Bitcoins, okay, this was exceptionally, but if you invest in something like 25% annual returns, you will make six figures. And if you have a little bit bigger bankroll, and if you make, let's say, 10K per year just from betting, the numbers are even better. Okay, so if you play the long game, if you have the edge, and if you are patient, and if you reinvest in profits, this is the best way. If not, then it is usually a gamble. And the biggest problem is, I think most people don't love betting in the first place. Okay, that's the biggest problem. Okay, that's it from me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some useful information. But whatever you decide to take, I wish you good luck, and never blindly follow anyone. And of course, if you want to learn how to use sports betting models, visit underdogchannels.com, and see you next time.